Welcome to Karma's Harvest. Today, we explore a chilling tale of vanity and the weight of words. When a woman reaches for a sacred relic to adorn her neck, she finds that some jewels cost far more than their weight in gold. This is the story of the weaver of lies and the gilded noose. In the mist-shrouded valley of Ethelgard, there stood a temple forgotten by time dedicated to Ma'atis, the goddess of unspoken truths. The temple was crumbling, but its central statue remained. Pristine, a woman of white marble, eyes blindfolded, wearing a necklace of shimmering opals known as the breath of sincerity. Enter Elena. Elena was a woman whose entire life was a carefully constructed mosaic of falsehoods. She lived in a high society world of borrowed luxury, telling everyone she was of noble blood while her creditors pounded at her door. To Elena, a lie was not a sin. It was a tool, as essential as the air she breathed. She had heard the legends of the breath of sincerity. They said the stones held the power to grant, the wearer influence and undeniable charm. Driven by desperation and the fear of her debts being exposed, she trekked to the ruined temple. With trembling hands and a heart full of greed, she unlatched the clasp from the cold marble neck of the goddess and fastened it around her own. The moment the silver touched her skin, a faint chill ran down her spine. But Elena only saw her reflection in a puddle of rainwater. She looked divine. She hurried back to the city, ready to attend the season's most prestigious gala. The first constriction happened at the entrance. "Elena, you look radiant," a rival socialite remarked, eyeing the opals. "Is that a family heirloom?" "Yes," Elena chirped, the lie sliding off her tongue with practiced ease. "It's been in the family for generations." Suddenly, the necklace tightened. It wasn't a sharp pain, but a firm, cold squeeze like a hand gently warning her. Elena gasped, clutching her throat. "Are you all right?" the woman asked. "Just the cold," Elena lied again. The necklace tightened further. Her breath hitched. The opals, once white, began to glow with a faint pulsing crimson. Panicked, she moved toward the ballroom, trying to ignore the sensation of the silver links digging into her flesh. Throughout the evening, the pattern continued. Every time she exaggerated her wealth, every time she feigned affection for a suitor she despised, the breath of sincerity grew smaller. By the time the main toast arrived, Elena's face was pale and her voice had become a thin, raspy whisper. She tried to remove it in the powder room, but the clasp had vanished. The necklace was no longer a piece of jewelry. It had become a part of her, a shimmering noose of her own making. The climax came when the Duke of Valerius approached her. He was a man of immense power, and Elena saw him as her final escape. If she could marry him, her debts would vanish. "Tell me, Elena," the Duke said, his eyes searching hers. "They say you are a woman of profound virtue. Is it true that you spent the last month tending to the orphans in the north, as the rumors suggest?" Elena knew the truth. She had spent that month hiding from debt collectors in a cheap tavern, but the prize was too close. "It was a humble task, Your Grace," she whispered, "but one I performed with all my heart." The necklace didn't just tighten this time, it bit. The silver links turned into searing bands of fire. Elena fell to her knees, clawing at her throat. She couldn't breathe. Her lungs screamed for air that the necklace refused to let pass. The guests gathered around, horrified, as the beautiful woman writhed on the floor, her face turning a bruised purple. "Help me," she managed to choke out. "What is happening to her?" someone cried. The Duke knelt beside her. "Speak the truth, Elena. Only the truth will set you free." It was as if the goddess herself was speaking through him. In that moment, facing the cold embrace of death, Elena's vanity shattered. She didn't care about the Duke, the debts, or her reputation. She wanted to live. "I stole it!" she shrieked, the words tearing through the constriction. "I stole this necklace from the temple. I am a liar. I have no noble blood. I am a fraud and a thief." With every confession, the pressure eased. "I never went to the orphans. I spent my nights in debt and deceit." The necklace loosened. Elena slumped against the floor, gasping for air, the oxygen flooding her lungs like a sweet cold river. As she wept, the crimson glow faded from the opals, returning to a pure, judgmental white. The clasp suddenly reappeared. With shaking hands, Elena unfastened the necklace and laid it on the floor. The socialites she had sought to impress backed away in disgust. The Duke looked at her not with anger, but with a profound, hollow pity. Elena was ruined. Her reputation was gone, her secrets laid bare, before the very people she feared most. But as she walked out of that ballroom, stripped of her finery and her lies, her neck was bare, and for the first time in her life, she could breathe. Karma does not always take your life sometimes. It simply strips away the mask you've grown too fond of, leaving you with nothing but the truth. And for those who live by the lie, the truth is the heaviest harvest of all.